What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV. Just come back from the Amex. It was Brighton 1, West Ham 1. The hoodoo continues, Matt. It's a team we just never can seem to beat, and it didn't look like ending tonight.
No, it's painful, mate, to be honest. I mean, it's a real shame. I mean, it's weird. I think I'm starting to miss the good old days when we go 3 up in 20 minutes and then have a heart attack for the rest of the 70 minutes as the other teams start to come back against us. But I mean, honestly, I'm confused, mate, considering what's at stake. You know what I mean?
Do you not think we've just run out of steam? They've pushed this squad as hard as it can go. It's a very, very small, thin squad, and you know it's starting to look like it's caught up with us. It was always going to catch up with us in reality.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it. We talked about it. Squad depth, you know, like you say, victim of our own success. I mean, the phrases are coming out, you know, left, right, and center. But at the end of the day, mate, it's business end of the season. You know what I mean? And this is where maybe we just need that little bit extra oomph. And I just want to throw the cat among the pigeons. I don't see where else it can come from, but maybe, just maybe, that Benrahma goal could do something. I want to throw it out there just in case, mate, because I don't see anything else that could do it.
The thing is, Matt, I'll be honest with you, it was much the same as last week. No invention, no creativity, struggled to get any sort of rhythm going. You know, every time we went forward, they stifled us. We just chance after chance after chance we wasted until eventually Danny Welbeck took his chance up the other end.
Yeah, and that's a weird one, mate, because I mean, when it comes to the two teams, I would normally describe Brighton as toothless, because I mean, to be honest, Brighton score very few from open play, and I mean they carved us open there, and I mean, again, we've talked about it. It seems like we've just lost our edge on any kind of set piece right now, which had saved us in other games earlier on in the season, and we just don't seem to be getting anything from corners or free kicks. I mean, and let's be honest, mate. I mean, you can only really take away 10 minutes from that game. The first 40 minutes of the first half and the first 40 minutes of the second half, lackluster, apathetic. I mean, you can throw around the adjectives left, right, and centre. But like you say, when it boils down, mate, it just wasn't good enough. And that was a team without Mopai and Dunk, like we talked about last week. I mean, this was a time to take advantage of it. I mean, and we, like you say, we just asked very few questions. We just didn't look structured. And coming back to the same thing, like we talked about, mate, with the strikers. I mean, last game against Everton, Antonio drifted far too much wide. Today he drifted too deep. You know,
I'll be honest, mate. He didn't look at it at all.
No, and then after about 70 minutes, I think he didn't make. He was basically walking around, you know, and then started taking wild shots out of, you know, that one where I think he could have put it off to either Benrahma or Lingard. I mean, and he just started smashing the wild shots. And I mean, is not to signal out players, but at the end of the day, the guys like Antonio, Bowen, I guess he put him in because of his scoring ahead of Benrahma, but unfortunately we didn't get anything there. Even Lingard, mate, as much as we love Lingard and we want him to stay, he's not above rebuttal. He's not been putting it in the last 3 or 4 games like the level he has.
Yeah, absolutely. Where does it go from here, Matt? Just quickly.
Listen, mate, I mean, great. We got Ogbonna back. We got Rice back. And I mean, you could see today, Souček, don't you think, made a lot more runs into their area now that he had Rice back. You could see that, look, you know, Souček had a weight off him. Dawson looks much better against Ogbonna in his position. That one that he cut out in the box was fantastic. You know, that's what gives me hope for the last 2 games. I mean, for Christ's sake, if Fornals, mate, could score, he'd be the next Bruno Fernandes. You know what I mean? I mean, we've got things there. Tomorrow, I don't like to depend on other teams, mate, but tomorrow, I mean, we need a Wolves win against Spurs. We need West Brom to look up against Liverpool, and with Sheffield United at Everton. I mean, we need those guys to help us out. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I like to be positive, but it is tough. I mean, the creeping, I'm starting to doubt things now. I have to be honest. I mean, I would take Europa Conference, but I do think it would be a real shame.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt. Thank you very much.